My wife walked in on our anniversary, laughing at the love she thought we shared. But her world shattered the moment she saw me with someone else. Every lie I never told finally exploding between us, leaving her broken, screaming, and me standing in the darkness of my own madness, watching everything we had crumble into dust while secrets she could never imagine slipped through her fingers. The second the door clicked behind her, I felt a pulse of anticipation surge through the room, electric and deadly. She laughed, high and careless, the sound ringing like a bell of false security, unaware that everything she believed about us was about to implode. Her heels tapped across the floor, each step marking the countdown to her unraveling, and I could almost hear the world holding its breath, waiting for the revelation to strike. Her eyes sparkled with expectation, blind to the storm lurking in my silence. I stepped forward from the shadows, but I wasn't alone. My hand brushed against hers, not in warmth, but in a deliberate display that left no room for misinterpretation. She froze, mid-laugh, confusion overtaking her confidence like a sudden winter frost. Her world, built on lies and half-truths, began to tremble in the air around us, fragile and exposed. Why is she here? Her voice cracked, disbelief and fear intertwining like poisoned ribbons around her throat. I said nothing, letting the silence speak with the weight of every hidden truth, every secret she had buried in the comfort of darkness. The other woman's calm presence between us was a silent hammer striking her heart again and again. She took a step back, her laughter gone, replaced by the tremor of realization. I let her panic grow, savoring each flicker of comprehension as it crossed her face. She had laughed at our vows, mocked the promises I clung to, and assumed I was blind to her deceit. But I had watched, calculated, and waited for the perfect moment to pull the threads of her carefully woven illusion apart. Tonight was that night. Her hands flew to her face as horror dawned in her eyes. Every subtle gesture, every hidden message, every lie she thought she had buried was now an open book in my hands. I could see her heartbeat in the shallow rise and fall of her chest, a rhythm of terror I had orchestrated without uttering a single word. "Do you remember the promises?" I finally said, my voice low, steady, cutting through the room like a knife she could feel but not dodge. She staggered, trying to regain control, her mind scrambling for explanations, excuses, anything to make the impossible fit into her reality. But reality had already been rewritten. Every secret rendezvous, every whispered betrayal, every night of deceit she had counted on staying hidden had been meticulously recorded, preserved, and now revealed. The room seemed smaller with each passing second, a shrinking cage that contained her panic and my cold satisfaction. Her scream broke the silence, sharp and raw, a sound that could have shattered glass. She lunged forward, then hesitated, the weight of comprehension freezing her in place. I watched, unmoved, as the perfect illusion of our life together fell apart, piece by piece. It was as if I had become a ghost, haunting the ruins of the love she had once claimed she cherished, now watching it crumble under the very lies she had built. Tears streamed down her face, but she did not cry out for mercy. She simply stared, broken, at the evidence of her own destruction. Every glance at the other woman, every reflection of her fear, amplified the truth she had spent years avoiding. And through it all, I remained calm, the orchestrator of her chaos, standing at the center of a storm she had unknowingly invited. "Why are you doing this?" she whispered, voice trembling, barely audible above the pounding of our hearts. I let my eyes lock onto hers, unblinking, revealing nothing, offering no comfort, only the knowledge that control had shifted irrevocably. "Because you thought love was yours to mock, that betrayal would remain invisible, and that I would never see the pieces of you scattered in shadows," I said, each word deliberate, a blade carving the air between us. She fell to the floor, sobbing, helpless, as the gravity of everything she had done crushed her like 1,000 invisible hands. The other woman quietly retreated into the background, leaving the two of us alone in the suffocating silence of truth. Every secret she thought she had protected now lay exposed, each one a detonating spark in the room filled with shattered trust. Her gaze wandered to the envelope I had left on the counter, the ring box beside it, and the faint evidence of the meticulous planning she had never imagined. Every carefully hidden detail now screamed her guilt, her duplicity, her failures as a partner. And in that moment, standing in the darkness, I realized that some truths are not just revealed, they explode, consuming the world of anyone foolish enough to believe in lies over love. The night stretched on, silent except for her broken sobs and ragged breaths, a sound that would haunt her forever. I watched, a detached observer of the ruins, feeling a mix of grief and liberation swirl within me. The love we had once shared had transformed into a lesson, a reckoning, a mirror reflecting everything she had tried to hide from the world and from herself. And as the clock ticked on, every second a drumbeat of inevitability, I knew that tonight would become a memory burned into both our lives, an anniversary not of love, but of destruction, revelation, and irreversible consequence.